Good morning. Good afternoon. This video is it's not something I wanted to make. I've been given second chances in life, in jobs, in relationships, as a son, as a brother, as a friend, as an employee, and a lot of those chances I've taken for granted. And this second chance that I got at life itself, I'm definitely not taking for granted. I've not had the motivation, the energy, the power to make and edit another video with cars. A lot's happened. I haven't made videos since August of last year, although I could have made a lot of videos. A lot has happened in my life. Cars have come and gone, and a lot has happened, and you guys could have seen a lot of stuff that was going on in my life with cars, but I just haven't had the energy, and I wanted to make this video today because this year, 2023, it's going to be something else. It's already been something else. I don't really do the new year, new me thing. Yes, it's kind of a reset in a way, more of a mindset thing. But I don't really like to do that. My New Year's resolution. I don't really believe that you need a brand new calendar year to start over on things or to try harder. I try to do my best on day to day. I have some bad days, like we all do, I'm sure. But I do really try to be a better person every day. Try to impact those around me in a positive way. I appreciate life a lot more than I used to. I appreciate little moments that might seem insignificant to you. That might seem like, oh, it's no big deal. I used to look for the little moments with my kids and stuff, and I still do, don't get me wrong. But fuck, do I appreciate those moments a lot more now. I don't want to be an emotional YouTuber, because I'm not a YouTuber, first of all. I just posted videos for the small audience that I have, and all of the real ones out there that I've been watching for a while, and that kind of got me started on doing videos. I've never really aspired to do anything with YouTube, but a lot of you really wanted to see what I was doing with the Accord, what I was doing with my other cars, and I said, finally, screw it, let's do it. Let's see where this goes. Let's share what little knowledge I have, or let's share the mistakes that I make so that you don't make them. That kind of scenario. I'm by no means a mechanic. I'm by no means an expert. I'm just a passionate guy, just like you guys are, who tries to make his cars faster or better in one way or another. Who tries to share this passion with friends and family. That's all who I am. I'm no one special. I'm just someone like you who's passionate about cars and wants to share the passion with others around us. But anyway, this year is very different. I've been struggling for the last 8 months. The first few months were the toughest. I have really bad days some days. Alright, let's try this again, sorry. I was saying I have really bad days, but I have really good days too. Some days I struggle with my mind, with my brain. I had a pretty bad concussion in the accident, and it's been a work in progress to try to get my brain back in a real healthy place. But like I said, some days it's a really hard to continue, and some days it's all right. I'm gonna stop talking about that, and apparently I can't talk about it. But anyway, I'm here. I'm alive. Thank you, every one of you that sent messages, called me, texted me, video called me to see if I was okay. I was, let me tell you the story about the accident. I was on my way to work in the morning, on a Monday morning, and I decided to take my newly purchased Evo 9, 2006 Evo, that I had, to be honest with you, some of the money that I make is by flipping cars. If I see an opportunity, I try to take advantage of it and fix up the car, make it a little bit better than I found it, and then sell it to try to make a little bit of profit. That's kind of my it's kind of my hustle on the side, and especially cars that I really care about. I've been an Evo guy for a long time. I used to have an Evo 8 with 800 horsepower. And when I saw this Evo, it was a really good price. I needed a lot of love. I had a massive oil leak. Had a lot of missing parts. Wheels were like falling apart on the plastic dip and stuff. Dirty, the usual stuff. Missing window seals and stuff like that. But anyway, it was running good. And I took it to my boy Seco at Easy Motorsports, and he actually ended up fixing the massive oil leak. It ended up being an oil pump seal, so he fixed that, and we were back in order. No more oil leaks. I was fixing headlights. I was fixing bumpers. I was getting the rear wing re-cleared on the carbon fiber. Like, I was doing a bunch of stuff to it, right? And I was at a point where I was like 90% done with the car, and I'd only had it for like 2 weeks. And the next step was to get emissions for it. But when I was going to work on Highway 36 in Boulder, or near Boulder, normally a 65 mile an hour speed zone, a guy behind me in a 90s Chevy van, the big bulky ones that weigh a lot. We come to a full stop because there was an accident ahead of us. So everybody stopped at this point, including myself. And next thing you know, this guy in the Chevy van behind me, coming at 70 plus miles an hour, just smashes the rear end of the Evo, pushes me onto the car in front of me, and I pushed that car into the median with the impact. And and this is me telling you based on what the police officer told me that happened, because I have no recollection whatsoever of the accident. All I remember is going to work in the morning in Evo, and then next thing you know, I woke up in the hospital with all these things tied up, or in my, the IV in my arm, a neck collar, like pain everywhere, and I wake up in the hospital room. I see my friend Sung sitting in the corner in the room, just looking at me, and he says to me, "Dude, I'm so glad you're alive." I asked the nurse what happened, and she told me I was in a really bad car accident. and I instantly freaked out because I have no memory of it. And I asked her if my kids were with me. That's the first question I asked. I immediately panicked because, you know, I drive my kids to school, and you know, I thought maybe they were with me, and not seeing them around me really scared me. So I asked her, were the kids with me? She's like, no, you were by yourself. Sorry. After knowing that the kids weren't with me, the relief was so great. I didn't even care. I didn't even care about the rest. I knew I was alive. I knew my kids were not in the car, hurt at all. So I was just so relieved. I asked if the other person was okay. They said that they were fine. And then I asked what car I was in. And, you know, typical non-car person, the lady said, you were in a black car. And because my brain was so foggy, I thought it was in my Sylvia. And this is something that you guys have missed. I did post one video that my boy Henry made on my dream car, which was a 98 240 SX with an SR20 swap in it that I bought from a friend, Wes. And I had literally just sold the car. The money that I actually got from that, I used some of it to buy the Evo, to make some more money on it, you know, keep going and so forth. But I had already sold a Sylvia, but in my mind I still had it. So when she said it was in a black car, I thought it was my 240 SX, which I called the Sylvia. That's why it's in Japan, just so you know. But I immediately thought it was a Sylvia, so I was pretty upset because that car is immaculate. It's like perfection. Like, you don't see a car that clean nowadays, you know, being from the 90s. And I was really bummed out because I thought it was a Sylvia. But then the paramedics walks in to give me some of my stuff that he found in the car. And he's like, oh, hey, I actually took a picture of it if you want to see it. I'm like, yeah, please, I want to see how bad it is. He shows me the picture, and it's not the Sylvia, it's the Evo. Half of it at least, because it's literally squished into half of what the car used to be. And I am just astonished by the damage in the car, and even more so that I was still here. And he tells me, yeah, dude, you're lucky to be alive. We had to use the equipment, or the firefighters had to use the equipment to get you out of the car because it was smashed in. So after that's kind of made sense in my head, you know, I started asking, does anybody know? Let me call my girl, let me call my kids. And they're like, oh, we need you to run some tests. We still need to make sure you're okay and see what's broken and see what's damaged. So, you know, went through the whole process, put me in the MRI tube and did a bunch of scans, and I was mostly okay. Bruised ribs, broken nose, scratches and cuts everywhere, big cuts in my arm and my shoulder, glass everywhere. Even like a week after, when I was in the shower, when I was sitting on the couch, I would find pieces of glass embedded in my head, in the back of my head, on my ear, inside my ear there was glass. That was painful. There were cuts everywhere back here, on my elbow. I still have scars. My wrist really hurt a lot, probably from where I was holding the steering wheel. My head, my nose, everything was in pain. But, you know, physically, given the accident, I was pretty damn lucky. I think it is important to say that the driver that hit me was arrested the same day. He was under the influence, alcohol, drugs. Not exactly in the specifics, but I know he was under the influence pretty bad. They found a bunch of drug-related paraphernalia in his van. That wasn't even his van. I guess it was his ex-wife's or something. So some junkie, you know. So yeah, I just wanted to look at the camera and give you guys an update on what's been going on. I missed the Accord. It's been over a year now that I sold it. I've been patiently waiting for its replacement. I wanted to get the Acura TLX Type S. I wasn't very convinced on the price, if it was worth it or not. I was supposed to go to Florida and buy one at MSRP because everyone was marking them up. You can get them at MSRP now, but they're like $55. There's hardly any support through K-Tuner. They barely released a tune for it. Great tune, from what I hear. It's 100 horsepower with just a tune and downpipe and intakes or something, or intake. But it's just, it wasn't grabbing my soul, you know. It wasn't really saying, hey, this is you need to get this. I love the idea of it. Roomy car for the family, V6 twin turbo, all-wheel drive, you know, perfect daily driver for Colorado in the mountains. But there was just something that kept me back from it. I decided not to go through with it, just to be patient to see what the Type R looked like. The new one, I like the FK8. I've always liked them a lot. A bunch of my friends have them. I've driven them. I love them. But it's never really grabbed my soul either, you know. There's always been something about a car to me that if it doesn't like grab my soul and say this is you, then I'm not really in it, you know. And it's never been the case for me with the FK8. When the F05 was announced, when it was teased, when it came out with the camo pictures, which was really cool, by the way, the red camo, it really grabbed my attention. And when I started to see more pictures, reviews of it, it really grabbed my soul. And that was the piece that was missing on the Type S. As soon as I knew about it, I was really interested in it. I started looking around, calling dealerships. Of course, everyone's going to be marking them up, especially with the market the way it was then. So I kind of like, you know, I'm not going to pay a markup. That's just not what I'm going to do. I love the car. I really like the idea of it, but I'm not going to pay $20,000 markup on it. So, long story short, I took my RDX. Yes, that's another thing you missed. I have a daily driver now, the replacement for the Accord in the meantime. 2007 Acura RDX, 2.3 liter turbo. I don't know if you know much about them. They're not that common, but they're great daily drivers. You can find one for, you know, 6,000-7,000, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. Give or take on miles and years and stuff. But it's a great daily driver. Reliable, dependent, all-wheel drive, turbo, Honda, capable. Of course, I made mine E85, and it's tuned, and it's a great backup car now. But anyway, I have been waiting for this day. I have been waiting for this car. I found Jimmy couple years back. He has an S2000 that's turboed. I have an S2000 that's turboed. Really cool guy, really smart. He's a master tech at Planet Honda in Golden, Colorado. And one day I was getting him to make some. What did he do in the RDX? He replaced some seals, I think, on the VTEC solenoid. Some stuff that was leaking. I can't remember exactly what it was. But anyway, so he was doing that, and I went to pick up the car, and I was talking to him about the Type R, the new one that was coming. He's like, "Yeah, dude, I don't think we're gonna get many. This dealership doesn't get that many Type Rs here." I was like, "Dude, can you find out just to see if you can get me on the list? Maybe even if it's like number 10 or whatever." He's like, "Yeah, I'll try to see if I can get my GM to get you a good spot." Well, after a few weeks of talking to him about it, he's like, "Dude, good news. I got you #1 spot in the allocation list. So the first Type R that this dealership gets, you can get." I'm like, damn, that's freaking awesome. So of course I took in that opportunity. I wanted to put a deposit right away. I was like, please save me this number. Like, please write something, an email or something that shows that I'm #1. I want to make sure that this is not a dream. And yeah, they sent me an email saying, "Yep, you got #1 spot for the Type R that's coming. We don't know when. We expect sometime in early 2023. We'll let you know as soon as it comes out. But today's the day. And I'm going to go pick up the Type R. I'm going to go look at it. Keep in mind, I've never seen a Type R in my life, the FL5. I've never seen one in person. I've never driven one, obviously. And I'm going to go buy this thing without seeing one, without driving one. That's how much it grabbed my soul, And yeah, let's go see it. Today's the day. I've been waiting a long time for this car, for a replacement for the Accord. Finally, something that is worthy of picking up my camera again and starting YouTubing again. All right, guys. Sorry to interrupt the video there, but this is where we're gonna leave this video at, because it's already too long. And I apologize. I like to make my videos short and sweet, but obviously this one was a little bit different. I just wanted to show you the accident and my feelings and my thoughts and all that stuff with it. But let's try to move that away in the past and move forward with a positive mindset and attitude. And on the next video, which I'll probably upload tomorrow, you'll see everything about the Type R. Taking delivery of it, unwrapping it, changing the wheels, the carbon fiber wing, and you can see the inside and out of it. So thank you for watching, guys. Sorry for the long absence. I hope you understand, and thanks for everyone that's been checking on me since the accident. And we'll see you tomorrow. Check back in, subscribe, and like the video, please. Share it with someone you think might like it. And let me know what you think. I'll see you tomorrow with the Type R.